Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Nelson for Catholic Newsbreak. Here's what's happening this week in the news. We begin with news from the Vatican. After Pope Benedict XVI and members of the Roman Curia ended their week-long retreat on February 23rd, the Pope thanked them for the 8 years that they have helped him carry the burden of the Petrine ministry with great competence, affection, love, and faith. During the week-long retreat, the Pope and the Curia spent hours each day praying in the Redemptoris Mater Chapel in the Apostolic Palace. The meditations this year were led by Italian Cardinal Gianfranco Ravasi, president of the Pontifical Council for Culture. Cardinal Ravasi had dedicated his talks to the interplay between prayer and belief, looking specifically at what the Psalms say about prayer, about the one praying, and about God. Vatican Radio said Cardinal Ravasi ended the retreat by telling the Pope that other members of the Curia wanted him to express their affection for the Pope, and some, he said, told him that they wanted to ask forgiveness for the ways they were unable to support the Pope in his ministry. More news now from the Vatican. A press conference was recently held regarding an update on the Vatileaks scandal. Rome Reports has the details.
At 11 a.m. on Monday, Benedict XVI met with the three cardinals that make up the commission investigating the Vatileaks case. According to Vatican spokesperson Federico Lombardi, the Pope decided the dossier the three cardinals compiled will not be released to the public and only made available to Benedict XVI and his successor. The Holy Father has decided that the contents of this report, which are known only by His Holiness, will remain at the disposition of the new pontiff. The commission is composed by Spanish Cardinal Julian Herranz, Slovak Joseph Tomko, and Italian Salvatore Di Giorgi, all over the age of 80. It was created in April after the theft and release of private papal documents. The findings took several months to compile and were handed to the Pope in two reports, one completed in July and the other in December. The audience with the Pope on Monday was the end of the Commission's work on the matter.
Staying at the Vatican now, Monsignor Guido Marini, Master of Papal Liturgical Ceremonies, told L'Osservatore Romano, the Vatican newspaper, that the Pope had ordered several changes to the masses and liturgies that will mark the inauguration of the next Pope's pontificate. Monsignor Marini said the rites and gestures that are not strictly sacramental will take place either before a Mass or in a ceremony not involving Mass. One of the most visual changes, he said, would be the restoration of the public act of obedience in which each cardinal present at the Pope's inaugural Mass comes forward and offers his allegiance. When Pope Benedict celebrated his inaugural Mass in 2005, 12 people were chosen to represent all Catholics: 3 cardinals, a bishop, a diocesan priest, a transitional deacon, a male religious, a female religious, a married couple, and a young man and a young woman recently confirmed. Other changes include offering a wider choice of traditional Mass prayers in polyphony and chant rather than the new musical collection composed for the 2005 book. The Pope also changed some of the text of the rites for the beginning of the pontificate. One other note from the Vatican: with the Pope's final Sunday Angelus address having taken place this past Sunday, Rome Reports takes a look at the apartment window where the Pope has emerged most every Sunday for the past 8 years and where he first appeared as the Supreme Pontiff.
Before this window, millions of people have cheered, sung, and prayed year after year, generation after generation. It's the Pope's studio window, which is just a short distance from his bedroom. Pope John XXIII began a tradition where every Sunday the Angelus is led from here. The last window to the right is the Pope's bedroom. The eyes of the world were set on that very window on April 2, 2005, when John Paul II passed away. Then on May 1, 2005, Benedict XVI appeared before this window for the very first time.
Mi rivolgo a voi per la prima volta da questa finestra, che l'amata figura del mio predecessore ha reso familiare a innumerevoli persone nel mondo intero.
Almost 8 years later, in his second-to-last Angelus, his voice reflected his elderly age of 85.
Os suplico que continuéis rezando por mí y por el próximo Papa, así como por los ejercicios espirituales che empezaré esta tarde junto a los miembros de la Curia Romana.
On the 28th of February at 8 p.m. Rome time, these windows will be closed off during the so-called sede vacante. They will be reopened after the conclave when the new pope is elected.
And in news now from around the country, Baltimore Archbishop William Lori testified recently to support a proposed repeal of Maryland's death penalty at back-to-back committee hearings in the state Senate and House of Delegates. In his remarks, the Archbishop said that the Catholic Church's objection to the death penalty comes from its consistent teaching that life must be protected from conception to natural death. He said that every human life is sacred and to be protected because every life comes from God and is destined to return to God, who is our final judge. Archbishop Lori said that view compels him to advocate against Maryland's death penalty. His testimony followed Governor Martin O'Malley, who also spoke in support of the repeal bill he introduced. Other Maryland officials also testified as part of the governor's panel. Late February 21st, the State Senate Judicial Proceedings Committee voted 6-5 to send the measure to the Senate floor. It was the first time in many years that the committee advanced repeal of the death penalty to a full Senate vote. The State House of Delegates was to consider the measure in coming weeks. Well, that is all the information we have for you this time. Please stay with Catholic TV for more Catholic news. Until then, I'm Kevin Nelson, and I'll see you next time on Catholic Newsbreak.